Okay, so what we've got here is a Venn diagram already drawn for you, and very quickly a Venn diagram consists of our two circles, and they are really around two things that are happening in this topic, alright? In this topic it's about A and B, in the topic on YouTube it's about AFL and soccer. Alright, so that's the topic. This is about A and B, and we know that Venn diagrams are two identical, not that I can do identical circles very well, identical circles which cross over in this part, okay? Now, we know that this part in here represents just A on its own. Okay, for some people, like I said, I'm going too fast. For some people, I'm going too slow. For others, hopefully I'm going just right. I'm trying to get the middle ground. What do you think purple represents? All of B or just B? Just B. Just B, absolutely. So purple represents just B. And what do you reckon orange represents? Both A and B, absolutely. Okay, so for those that aren't up there yet, the yellow represents just A happening, or just AFL. Okay, purple just represents B, or just soccer. The middle ground is A and B. What about this two over here? Neither A or B, or neither of our topics. Okay, so if we went for the green colour, which didn't work. Okay, the green colour is neither A or B. Okay, so that's a quick catch-up of what a Venn diagram covers, and I hope it hasn't gone too far back for some of you. So 5 people agreed with A, or said A was their preferred. 7 said B was preferred. 1 said A and B was their preferred. 2 said neither A or B. Should we give them names? Let's try and give them names of something, and we'll probably call this what do you like, or what have you played, AFL or soccer. Okay, so if we put it in that context, 5 people just have played AFL, 7 people have just played soccer, and 1 person has played AFL and soccer. 2 people have never played AFL or soccer. I hope that makes sense. Can you just show me a quick show of hands on who reckons, yeah, that sort of makes sense? I'm sorry if I'm boring you, by the way, some of you. Okay? It wouldn't make sense to you, truck, because you're not concentrating. And then we come on question 5, on page 511, it says, for each simple Venn diagram, of which this is exactly one of them, that's A, you need to calculate the total number in the sample set first. It then says find PRA. Okay, PRA. What do you think PRA means, Cam? The probability of just A. And when we go to the probability of just A, what's the probability of them just liking AFL? We are just using, aren't we? We're using that whole yellow colour. It's only the yellow colour that we're talking about. Alright? So, when we put it in the context of what you see there, I hope you can see that the probability of just A is 5. Only 5 people thought of AFL or have played AFL. But what else does it say there? It says you'll need to calculate the total number in the sample first. You'll need to Jared O.D., what does that mean? You'll need to calculate the total number in the sample first. What does that mean? You look like a startled kangaroo in the headlights. That's because you weren't concentrating, wasn't it? No. But what is it?
Calculating them all up.
Yeah, calculating them all up. Seven plus 1 is 8, plus 2 is 10, plus 5 is 15. We're saying the probability of someone choosing just AFL is 5 out of 15. Yeah? we then do is we say, let's simplify that. 5s into 5 go once, 5s into 15 goes 3 times. And if we did that as a percentage, we'd do 1 divided by 3 times 100. If you do that on your calculator in front of you, so the next one says A only. So what are we saying there? That's good pick up. So the next one says PR A only. So what are we thinking this one must mean? Sorry? 6. That might be 6. So do you see where Charlotte's taken us there? She's saying the next question says, what's the probability of A only? We interpreted probability of A to be A only, didn't we? Were we right in that? We weren't, were we? The probability of A is 5 there, but also plus this 1, which is where she got the 6 from. Okay, so one thing we've learned already is that PRA means the probability of A being involved in this, or probability of AFL. Okay? When they want just A or just AFL, they actually say just A or A only. Alright? So 5 over 15, where does that go? That's the A only. 5 over 15, which simplified equals 1 over 3, and we want to get it to a percentage, and we did that in term 1. 1 over 3 times by 100, what did that give us, Makana? 33%. The chances of A only, of someone doing A only, is 33%. Now at the moment you'd be sitting there and going, well, A only, that doesn't really mean much to me. I think that's a bit crazy. But eventually, hopefully, there'll be a topic which brings us together. These are the basics. You've got to learn to crawl before you can walk, yeah? Before you can spell words and say words, you've got to learn the alphabet, don't you? This is the step-by-step up to that. So, we were wrong there. The probability of A, what goes on the top line there, Jared?
Top line,
6, because there were 5 plus the other 1. 6 over 15, so that means this is 6 over 15. You can't simplify that times by 100. What does that give us, Jess? 40%. So 40% had played AFL, 33% had played AFL only. Alright? So that's a quick breakdown, and I know a part of this is to do it for you, Dougs, and hopefully that makes sense, but it's not just you, Cameron. There's a lot of people that aren't quite here yet anyway. So does that help people? That's about Venn diagrams, okay? If you flick over a few pages now to page 515, they give you a new language, alright? And this is all about the literacy of this subject. And what they give you in 9C there is to match each of the terms in the first list with the symbols in the second list. Now that's a fairly rich thing to ask you to do. I don't know how you went with it, Ellen. I think you've got there, but basically you would never... Hands up if you've seen any of those symbols before. Maybe B, the N in brackets A?
no, E.
E, sorry. Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Looks like the end of a fork, sort of. Yeah? Is that the symbol you've seen before?
Oh, it was on the Venn diagram, the passes or whatever the...
Ah, yeah, cool.
on that.
Okay, so I'm going to give you the responses here because I want to build your literacy, build your language in this subject. So what I'm saying to you is that a complement, and this needs to go in your glossary, a complement, that looks like this. A union looks like that. That's pretty easy to understand. Union. That's probably not too bad to understand. An element of looks like the fork, end of a fork. An intersection is the upside down U. Empty or null set, empty just means it doesn't obviously exist, is pretty easy to understand too, I think. It's a bit like the no smoking signs, isn't it? It's got a 0 with a line through it, sort of doesn't exist at all. And the number of an element is the one that remains, which looks like a little n, and in that circumstance they're asking for the A there. If we look at question 2 now on page 516, there's a series of Venn diagrams there, and they ask us to choose a diagram that matches each of these sets. So they've got A, B, A, symbol B. A and a union of B. What does a union mean? Does anyone know what a union might mean?
They're together.
They're together. Union, marriage, yeah, you get married, you're together. So A and B being together. They're asking you from page 516 which one of those Venn diagrams look like A and B are together. Have a look, have a thought in your head. Yeah? B. Wicked. Answer there is B. Again, it's a similar question what you might get in a test. B says a complement of A. A complement of A. Is it? We've got rid of B now, haven't we? Question B is already done. The complement of A. Which one do we reckon might be the complement of A? Maybe D? Maybe A. We've got a bit of discrepancy. You know the best thing to do with multiple choice questions is go through them all, and if you've got a bit of a query with one, sometimes you just leave it to the end and the rest knock the others out. Does that make sense? So let's just hold that one. We're saying maybe D, maybe A. Let's have a look at the next one. A, B, with this sign, which means intersection. A intersecting of B. A intersecting of B. I reckon A. I reckon A is a really good response there that you've done. Okay? And then the last one says B only. It's saying B only. Which one represents B only? That's pretty easy. C? A, B, C. Who said D before? That's got to be D. The complement of A has to be D. Okay? A, B, C, D. See how that worked out really well for you? Try that sometimes when we get that. The learning that you're doing, again, if you like, just matters and you're away, it's going to be up there, so have a look over as well. So, what does this mean? Who can remember what this means? You've probably got it in front of you. It means the complement of A. What complements A? This means what complements B. The thing about two-way tables, for those that haven't got there yet, the thing about two-way tables is once you find these, then the total is obviously 8 plus 2 is 10. 5 plus 1 is 6. 8 plus 1 is 9. 2 plus 5 is 7. So the total number of events under this column is obviously 7 because you add them together. There is the possibility, of course, that you don't have this value, but you have this value. So then you know that these two have to add up to the number 7. So this number has to be 5. Okay, so two-way tables have a bit of an addition-subtraction type process to them. What does this mean? This means the number of events where A complements B. Is that what that means? What does that mean? Union. Non-union, what does it mean? Intersect. Where A intersect B. Okay? As we look at it, where A intersects B, A intersects B, what do we think it might be? It could be 5. It could be 2. There's another version it could be. 7. It could be 7. Where A intersects B. B being across here, the complement of B there, A being there, the complement of A. So we'll just leave that for a minute. What does this mean? 9 NB. What does that mean?